Yo, so welcome to episode 3, 47 minutes. We got my brother Lil Yachty. We got the man himself, Statik Selektah.
What up, what up?
Welcome to the crib, y'all.
I'm blessed to be here, brother.
Incense burning and all that. Vibes is amazing. Where y'all coming from?
I just came from the jeweler.
Okay.
In the Diamond District.
Some new ice?
Yeah, my globe chain. I just got the globe chain.
Oh, you just picked it up?
Yeah.
Bro, I seen that shit. That shit crazy.
It's nasty.
You got it with you?
Yeah, with the chain. Someone bring the globe.
Chain. World premiere, the chain.
World premiere. Dead ass.
Let me see that. Where you coming from?
I live down the street, bro. You already know.
They don't know that.
Daddy daycare, man. We out here.
Okay. Team Good Dad Gang and all that.
What?
We rocking. Oh, I need to see this chain though.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Wow.
Hey, just wave that for the camera one time, like. Damn, bro.
Sheesh.
Yeah, okay. You mind if I hold that?
Yeah. That shit is wild, bro.
Very Scarface.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's crazy, bro. This is like, I ain't gonna lie, I always be like having convos with the homies and shit like, yo, who got the best chains? I'm always rooting for you. Like,
Yeah. I be trying to stay at the top. It's just fun. It's creative.
This shit still spinning.
Now, if you really want to ball out, though, you got to spin it, close your eyes, and just put your finger on it. And wherever it lands, that's where you got to go. That's the game you got to play.
That's some rich nigga shit right there.
Hey, you want rich nigga,
I do some, I do that shit with a female. Yo, baby, you want to play a game?
Yeah, right? You put you on some game. I see you.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
Make sure you don't land in Syria or some shit.
Nah. Yeah, that's actually crazy.
It's safe to say he's with the globe as opposed to the...
Oh, right.
Flat.
We just answered that in advance. Yo, so did y'all ever meet before?
No. We never met before.
I'm actually pretty honored to introduce you guys. Y'all should know each other. You know what I'm saying? Statik is like OG to this shit, you know what I'm saying? He been in the game for years, and you already know Yachty's like the king of the youth, for sure. So it's good for y'all to know each other. The whole purpose of this whole thing is to like be bridging the gap. You know
For sure. I'm
sure
with that. 100%. 110%.
We stay on the same, page and all that moving forward.
So how's your new joint?
Album-wise?
Yeah.
It's doing good. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm happy with the numbers and the feedback. Everything's 100.
Shit, I remember I reached out to you personally. I was really fucking with Boom.
Yeah.
And that joint with P&B Rock.
Yeah.
Ugly God did his thing on them.
Yeah, he did. He showed out. He came to show out. I'm happy, man. I'm just happy people fucking with it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Who would have thought the
so
P&B
blessed.
would be on my album and his album at the same time? That's crazy.
He's versatile.
I was just gonna say that. It's the age of
That
versatility.
new 50 single
Facts.
he killed, too. He sounds completely different on that, too.
Oh, word? He was on 50 shit?
50's new single. It's crazy.
Shout out to P&B, man.
Yeah,
for
So,
sure.
what's your like creative process like? Like,
Man.
how you approach records? How you approach a whole album? Like,
Really, man, I just kind of just go in it, you know. I like to be alone sometimes. You know, sometimes I like to have the homies, but I like to be in a pretty dolo because I really like to just like try shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't smoke, I don't drink, so it's a clean, clear studio. I don't have no
What's the
smoke.
process like? Like, you going with
Go
a
through
gang
beats.
of beats?
I just go through my email, you know. My best friend's a producer, he lives with me. He sends me a bunch of beats, and I get a bunch, I just check. And sometimes I check beats like on the airplane, with my spare time.
For sure.
And on the toilet.
that's a good time to like.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I wrote a lot of
But you
songs
talking on your
the
phone on the toilet.
Well, on the toilet, what you mean?
Like hearing the beats on your phone.
Why you have beats?
I don't imagine you bring a laptop.
Nah, no, but I'm saying, don't you hear it a different way? You ever hear a beat on your phone and then go to the studio and it don't sound as good? Because maybe
because I've never done that before. I feel almost like you're disrespecting the producer if you're not listening with quality headphones.
I'm happy.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like, do you like engineer your own shit?
I know how to do it a little bit.
I see you behind the boards a couple times.
I know how to do it a little bit, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't, just because I get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that I got a template. You know what I'm saying? That makes life a lot easier. You know? But I'd rather the homies just do it. You know what I'm saying?
So when you do get like behind the computer, what is it that you like doing or like making sure like, cause I be doing that shit all the time. Like I be recording and I be telling the engineer, hey, let me get in there real quick. Let me just.
I don't do too much, but I just gotta make sure my auto-tune is correct. That's most important to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't record dry. You know, some artists can record no template. Just like can you do that?
I prefer to have some tune on there.
Yeah, or even not even tune, just like I don't want the vocal to sound dry.
Yeah, nah, me neither. I don't like doing that.
Like reverb or whatever.
Yeah, it always gotta be a little wet.
A little delay or something.
For sure. Nah,
but I've been recorded with artists that just go in straight blank templates, you know what I'm saying? That's always weirder to me. Makes me uncomfortable.
Just the mic.
Yeah. The voice sounds all raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I don't like that shit either, bro. You definitely not alone on that one. Yo, so what made you start rapping?
Shit, I mean,
like, what's the sound that you?
What made me start taking it serious, or?
Well, both.
Well,
I
was
rapping,
in high school.
seriously.
I was a part of a group called the Yacht Club. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a clique, you know, just a group of homies.
Yeah.
And they were old. I was a freshman. They were all seniors. They used to rap. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of looked up to them in high school. You know. So I just started doing it for fun, senior year. Like when I became a senior 3 years later. Just for fun though, you know what I'm saying, using GarageBand in my room on a computer with a Rock Band mic. You know what I'm saying? Just like for fun. Then I went to college and man, I went to HBCU and it was like the worst experience of my life.
Which college?
Alabama State. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah,
and I was like,
never
man,
made it
I
to
don't.
one of those.
Me neither. Me neither.
I ain't gonna lie, I even finished high school.
Word?
Yeah. It's not some shit I openly admit, but like.
How long ago was that though? Because you're still.
No, dude, this was 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2015.
So you started rapping 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Damn.
And I was just like, I didn't want to be broke, man. You know what I'm saying? That was the main focus. I just didn't want to be broke. So I told myself, I'm gonna come up with a plan, executed it.
What was that plan?
Basically, man, to like, just build a fan base before even put out any music. Not necessarily a fan base, more so like a friendship that's following.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just based off my hair, my face, and the way I dress, social-wise on social media.
Nah, yo, that's crazy because I remember seeing you one time. I forgot what event it was. I think ASAP had did some shit with like Levi's. Or some shit like
Probably.
that. And I just remember
was all
seeing
elite
you
for
at this
ASAP
event. I'm
stuff.
like, yo, who is this kid with the red hair? And then after that event, I started seeing you everywhere. Like,
yeah,
I
was building my image first. That was my whole thing. But I didn't even
that was smart.
I didn't want to put the music out until people like was. That's why I did the
How do
Yeezy
you get
season.
people to follow you if there's nothing to...
Yeah, like what was the interest?
I was just going out. You know what I'm saying? I had moved to New York, was sleeping on my friend's couch, was just going to all the hype parties. I was living in Harlem. I was going to every scene party. I was just going out. You know what I'm saying? I fly to LA. My dad worked for Desert, so I was flying on a buddy pass. Just go. I was hanging with the homie Ian and Connor, sleeping on Rocky's floor. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be seen. You know what I'm saying?
Just like building,
just
like
hanging out,
networking and shit.
Yeah,
that shit is really important.
Right, did that early.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so important.
A lot of people underestimate the
you get the support. You get support easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you reached out to them.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, because it's like the opposite now of, you know, what we came up off. Like now it's like, we were just talking about this the other day about how you can like make your following on Instagram and like have people, you know, hanging by a string waiting to see what you're gonna sound like. And
that's how it is now.
Fucking crazy, bro.
Like, from the era where if you need to be in the game, you have to have a record. You don't. It's none of this. It's like you're not in the game without a record.
Let me ask you a question, because you know, hip hop is very like, we come from a competitive era.
Yeah.
Now, like if you were to compete with anyone in hip hop, I know you might say like I got my own lane or my own world or whatever, but if you considered competing with someone in hip hop, on what level would you do it? Like, do you have to do it on some fashion shit, or are you gonna actually go to the rapping? Because we were talking about that tweet.
It depends, cause like if you had to, like I don't even know, because when I first came into rap, I was trying to compete with everybody, you know what I'm saying, as far as numbers, as far as quality, sales and shit. And then I went a different lane with my music. You know what I'm saying? With my first studio album, Teenage Emotions, it wasn't even really rap. It was like pop, radio, like left field, you know what I'm saying? Then I stopped trying to compete with everybody because then I started doing like me 100% and started, you know, venturing into the, you know, brands and then film and and just investments and trying to just be this bigger, better person, you know what I'm saying? Then I stopped trying to even compete. I couldn't even tell you who my competition was right now.
Nah, but I see you like recently you try to, you know, when you came in the game, people would saying this and that about lyrics and this and that and the simplicity.
Yeah, the tweet. Well, that's because that's when I had like steered away from all it, and now I'm just like, I be feeling tried sometimes.
That's why you did Flex, right?
Yeah. I did Flex to prove a point to myself.
Not to even cut you off, but that's one of the things I really respect about you, bro. Is like, if there's a challenge, you gonna face it head on.
Every time.
And that's highly respected.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? Like, cause not a lot of cats is like that. Like, a lot of cats would rather just brush that shit off or like not really pay it attention or be like, oh, but I got money though. It's like, I respect Yachty because he would hear that talk and be like, all right, bet, look, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
I'm at least give it a shot.
Right,
that's how I was with music. When I dropped out of college, I said, I'm at least give it a shot. You know, that's why I told my mom. She hated me, you know, in the beginning. But I said,
well, for not going to schools and stuff.
Well, because I dropped out. You know, I had just made this big bill, and I just up and left.
Paid that bill.
Yeah,
paid that bill.
So, what would you be if you like wasn't a rapper? Like, what was you doing in college for? What were you studying?
Well, I had no clue at first, but I wanted to get into film and broadcasting. My dad's a photographer. My grandfather's a photographer. So it's in my like family.
Our son, like,
I think we have some 6 degrees of separation.
Okay.
So your pops was down with Dead Prez.
Yep.
So M1 and all of that's my guys.
Okay.
I recorded Let's Get Free.
Okay. Yeah.
You feel me?
Y'all might have been around each other then.
For sure though.
Yeah.
And both y'all name was Miles.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
It's a lot of good energy in this
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I'm glad
crazy.
to meet you, bro. I'm glad to meet
same,
you.
Brother.
Word up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so what about like, what does Yachty see himself in, and this is like a hard question, like, but what do you like see yourself in like 10 years from now? Like, what's your ultimate goals, like future plans outside of like rap shit right now?
I really want to get into film.
Film? Act?
I really want to take it
Yo,
serious.
we should do a movie together, bro.
I'm with it.
That shit would be tight.
I'm with it. I want to get into that.
That's actually what I was going to school for.
Word?
Yeah, for
the
drama.
acting or behind the camera?
Drama. Literally, I was in, like, I got into my high school by way of auditioning for, like, it's called Screen Theater, but it's basically acting and shit.
Yeah. I want to be a part of that, bro. I want to be taken serious in that world. You know what I'm saying? 10 years from now, what's that, 2028? Yeah, man, I'm trying to, 10 years, I don't even think I want to have my hair 10 years. I want to be a more...
Shave it?
Yeah. I want to go bald. I want to go bald, bro.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Nah, I do. I want to go...
I don't think that was by choice, bro.
No, yeah, I want to willingly go bald, like tone up, kind of just become like an actor.
He wants to go bald.
All right, chill.
Like skinhead.
This is stress.
Yeah. By choice.
Let me ask both of y'all a question, right? Do y'all follow politics?
Not as much as I'd like
It's
to.
depressing. That's why I try to chill, but it's like very...
Only reason, I'm so busy, bro. And that's a terrible excuse, but I would like to.
There's an excuse I could like relate to though. You know what I'm saying? Like just moving around.
Bro,
so
honestly,
much.
your happiness is probably amplified because you don't.
But then I just fill out the loop on certain conversations, you feel me? Like I want to be able to intelligently articulate myself in certain situations when the time may be. You know, it's rare in my case, the people I hang around, but the situation come up, I want to be able to have my 2 cents and stand on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but
like
unfortunately, I'm not as into it as I'd like to be sometimes.
Right, so do you ever feel like you have an obligation or like a responsibility being like with the platform that you have to speak on certain like subjects and shit?
If not speak on certain subjects, at least support certain subjects. You know what I'm saying? Like when voting time came, I made sure I tweeted out, hey, get out there, vote. You know what I'm saying? In my city of Atlanta, the mayor, that just went around that whole, I made sure I was supportive of the specific mayor I wanted to help campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm not 100% in it, you know what I'm saying, I still like to be supportive and at least push others to be in it.
Right.
Do my part how I can, somehow.
No, because we got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're going to see the biggest voting turnout of all time next presidency.
For sure.
Oh, no, yeah.
For sure.
No, yeah, they're awake now.
Personally, and I hate to get into this conversation, but
drop that.
it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not too big on voting.
Right.
Same.
Personally. It just, I don't, and this is like a deeper problem or whatever, but I just don't really feel like
it does anything?
It does anything.
So let me ask you, do you speak on it?
Yeah.
So you feel like you, when I say do you speak on it, like do you voice an opinion on like certain things that are going on?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
honestly, to your point, not as much as I would like to.
And I'm just curious how you feel on this. Do you think, although you don't vote, you're able to like
make changes and influence change?
Speak on things if you didn't vote?
Yeah. Totally, because it's like there's a lot of things that go on, in my opinion, that don't have anything to do with voting or who you're necessarily voting for. And especially like, let's take the last election for example. It's like I didn't feel right voting for either parties. You know
it was a hard.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Well, no, it wasn't hard. I voted for Hillary straight up, but I didn't even want to vote for her. But you had to.
Right.
It was like
I didn't have to.
No, I didn't either.
But I think I'm speaking for like most Americans.
Exactly.
I feel you.
For sure.
But in my position, is like I don't see none of these parties benefiting me whatsoever. And like honestly, we got Trump, and for us, like being in the tax bracket that we're in, like he's gonna benefit people like.
But that's that's selfish to me though.
No, it is selfish.
Yeah, but
that's
I get what
I'm
you're
not saying I'm
I know. I get what you're saying though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like,
But you have a say when you don't vote more than when you voted, because when you voted, that was your say. You feel me? Like you said right there, that was your say.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going for this one.
Yeah.
Whereas when you don't vote, that's your say. Is you can keep saying it because you put that person
and
there.
a part of me just feel like
you already made your argument.
they're choosing that shit regardless.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's
For
like,
sure.
I mean, never forget. Like, I know you're not gonna vote either way, but like, if Bernie got there, would you vote?
That's
for
who I
Bernie?
wanted to
I would have
win.
voted for Bernie.
That's who I wanted
But
to win.
Hillary hijacked this whole shit.
I think it's also about like people feeling like morally good when they enter that poll too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's
like,
the same people
like
that go to church.
2008.
It's more about that.
in like 2008,
It's
like
more
when
than that
Obama's
than
in
anything else.
office, it's like, all right, like you really feel good about placing that.
People were happy.
That was a
placing your
major
bets
step.
on this person.
That was a major step for the United States.
Yeah.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I was too young to vote at that point.
Of course.
So we both
And
were.
him getting elected again, like it was like, damn, maybe like people are more like. There was still a lot of people that were mad he was president, but it was like, and he wasn't a saint, but at the end of the day, it was like, damn, he won 2 times in a row. Like I remember that night. I think I cried out of joy in 2008. I was live on the radio, Shane 45.
No, I did too.
And I
remember the whole vibe.
I was there.
The president.
I was there.
Was that the inauguration?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I cried this
Hip-hop
one
fact,
too, though.
Lil Yachty
I literally
was
cried when Trump won.
Like sad.
It was like
freezing.
tears of joy last time.
Listen,
this time I
let's
cried.
put it
at
like
the
this: the inauguration always happens on my birthday, 120. So
Word.
it's like
crazy.
it's like the greatest birthday gift that I had gotten in like my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
that shit was.
Now,
dope.
let me ask you this, because you, obviously, your whole last album was saying, this is my opinion, like, fuck Donald Trump, whatever. But...
why you gotta simplify it to being a fuck?
No, it was a politically charged album, that's a fact.
For sure, but that doesn't mean it just fucked
But,
Donald Trump.
all right,
But whatever, let's
what
get
I'm
past it.
saying is, you made a lot of points on the album, but a main point on the album was like, yo, if you
No,
don't
no,
agree
no,
with me, you didn't care to lose fans, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool.
So do you
That's fair.
think, like, you ever wonder, like, maybe if you did step up on the political scale and talk shit, would you ever worry about losing those fans? Or do you even care about those fans? Or
Oh,
you-
I definitely care about those.
Even the fans that are like pro-Trump and all that? This is a big question because I watch it.
I care about all my. I don't judge any of my fans. I don't judge anybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you do, that's what you do. You know, there's certain things that I don't believe in. You know, like certain things that just wrong. But I don't judge anybody before meeting them. You know what I'm saying? And getting to understand their character. But certain things I tend to steer away from. You know what I'm saying? With certain things like I wouldn't have certain conversations with my mother that I would have with a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it with rap. You know what I'm saying? Although certain artists use this to voice that me, the type of artist I am, and the type of music I make, it's not really You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'm
your
not
lane or-
exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And that's
That's how I look
understandable.
at
That's
it.
respectable, bro. Like,
And that's how I wish. But that's how I wish everyone like understood hip hop. Like everyone can't do everything.
yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't want.
Meaning what? Meaning what?
Listen, I wouldn't want Bad Baby speaking on politics. That could just be me, but you feel me? It's like it's to his point. It's like everybody don't
That's
need to
even
be
hip-hop, though?
on
And
everything.
I honestly wouldn't want to hear. I wouldn't want to hear J. Cole doing a twerk song. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I mean, he did workout.
This is facts.
That's not a twerk
But a
song,
lot
that's
of
a
people didn't
workout
like that
song.
shit.
Yeah,
I've seen girls twerk.
A lot of his own fans didn't like that shit.
The whole
though.
concept of the record was like a dance record,
Yeah.
talking about sex. That's the whole
The
concept.
irony, that was a political move. You know what I'm saying? Why he had to do that.
And now he looks back and
Get
like
to where he at
I've
now.
heard him say he doesn't even like records like that no more.
I mean, he said he let Nas down. He
like
doing
that
shit
record
like that. I mean, yeah. All right, so look, that brings us
That's
to
perfect.
the main
That's
motherfucking
perfect.
topic,
The
right?
big topic.
What do you guys sit on this current state of hip hop right now?
You go.
Yeah. I'm not say let's go.
This is separation. That's the problem. Like, because to me, there was always cats that weren't lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and all that.
Yeah.
But it was like they still followed the guidelines and respected the. Like, I think it's cool now for young rappers to disrespect the legends. Or it's not cool. But
Whoa, Statik Selektah
No,
said it.
I think it's cool for them to
You
like
think
do
they
it.
think it's cool?
That's what I mean.
Like
Obviously,
trendy.
I'm not saying that. I'm
Right,
saying
right.
Do you think that?
I don't think it's cool because when I did it,
You got a lot of
it was
fire.
honesty and honest mistake.
What was
That's
the
why
quote?
I
You said
stood
something
up-
about Biggie hypocrisy.
All I said was,
Biggie was on the radio
I'm not gonna say all. Not all I said, but that's
That
when
was
you know.
Biggie.
That's when you know.
That was
it's serious.
Biggie.
That's when you know it's getting serious. What I said was that I felt like first thing I said was that I had felt like Biggie was underrated, and then I said I didn't know any Tupac songs. That's not really the second thing. The first one's
That's
total
not- yeah, it's not
disrespect.
disrespect.
I just said I didn't know any Tupac songs, and then the
That's
world went
honest,
insane.
if anything.
Because I was the
No, that's
first
real.
person.
That's real.
I honestly feel like I was the first person to say that.
No, you kind of, you were, because you opened up to the gate. You opened up the gates to where like I'm gonna keep it real. I've grown a lot in the last 2 years, but me and him, we've been on tour for so long. We have these debates all the time, and I've had them with my OGs. I'm 36 years old, so like. I'm kind of in between.
Damn, you old.
Nah, I'm in between like a DJ Premier and a Joey Badass on that scale as far as like the.
Hey, bro,
the
I ain't that old.
All right, relax. But what I'm saying is you were like the first one to open the floodgates of like the, people would go on Twitter and people constantly just spew out hate towards it because it's different, and you might, you have the honesty to say I don't know a Tupac song.
Oh yeah, the balls.
No, that's real.
And to go and speak out several interviews, come to New York and do all these interviews and face all these super hard
But
DJs.
that kind of
Face Funk
snowballed.
Flex going there.
But that snowballed.
And that's how much we love it, though. That's why.
Yo, that
Hip-hop
snowballed
culture.
into like Lil Xan being able to be like, I rate him a 2.
He's boring.
Like that kind of snowball. Not that you
He
started
said he rated
disrespectful.
Pop.
and I hate it.
And that
I
was
kind
boring.
of feel like, but it's not. It wasn't. I'm not gonna throw names out there because I'm not that. I'm not that type of nigga. But it was some multiple new generation artists that said several. I don't know if you've heard, but several certain topics that absurd. And no one caught any flack except for Lil Xan. He's like the second person.
What's his name did? Uzi Vert did when he was like, we don't rap
Except
on
for
beats
that.
like this.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's been multiple in between Xan and the Uzi situation that kind of just got brushed under the rug. That kind of blew my mind, but everybody don't get the same treatment. All I'm saying is, I kind of wish it never happened. I wish it happened. I'm happy it happened, and then I wish it didn't happen because I do feel like a lot of artists felt like once that happened, it was kind of like a separation. Like it kind of like put a big.
It definitely did.
Which is
I
a huge
mean-
agenda that's
I mean,
going
look,
down right
this
now.
might be a little-
Divide the young from the
It
old.
might be a
you
little
feel me?
extreme of a comparison, but it's almost like Trump winning. Now we can have these
I was just gonna say
conversations
that, but
more.
I don't
You
wanna-
know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, now that you said that, and now that these like younger generation artists are saying things like this, is like, all right, now we can really sit and have these conversations. Okay, like
I got
why?
the ultimate
Like, we
question
get-
because I always wanted this, and it's actually a compliment kind of because the first time I ever heard you was I think was it you in the supermarket with who was
Target?
it, Carnage?
Oh yeah. Oh, Miss 97.
Yeah, so I heard that and I was like, you were going hard on it, like rapping. And then the next time I heard you, you were like pretty much just dumbing it way down. It was the song about All My Ice or whatever.
One Night.
Yeah. So that I was like, no disrespect, but I'm like, what is this shit, bro? I'm like, I just seen dude going hard. So This is a serious question. Have you ever dumbed down a song to make it more catchy?
It was never dumbed down. It was always the way I felt on a beat. You know what I'm saying? I have multiple unreleased songs. Some I just felt like trying to out-rap myself, and then some I just felt like ad-libbing the whole song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends on my mood. Word. And I never sheltered it. Like, I never filtered it. Like, I never didn't put a song out because I felt like it was too slow or dumb or, you know, like, I just put out whatever I wanted to put out.
If it feels right, you put it out.
If I
like
liked it, you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
But then more so in the later stages of my career, like as of recently, like with my last project, I started feeling like niggas really started trying me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it happens. That's what, going back to the competition thing.
Yeah, and that's the hip-hop
I see
way.
you go on and flex, and I was like, all right, this dude's putting in an effort to
just to show that I'm not a nothing, a druggy rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, do something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Recently, Smoke Perp had tweeted something like, yo, a lot of niggas sleep on Yachty. Yachty is top 10 of the...
I was so surprised when I saw that tweet.
No cap.
I was so surprised. Like, I don't even think I'm top 10, but
But then you responded though, and you was like, honestly, I think I could out-rap 75% of this
new generation. And that's why I specifically...
this new generation. Yeah.
Because there are some cats in this new generation that I hats off.
What do we consider that? From what age down? 25 down?
Fuck the age.
No, it's just generation.
It's just generational. Yeah. It's like, it's cats who's in it.
He's considered new generation.
Nah?
What? That's what I'm saying. He's 20.
I heard your music in high school. I was
20. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. 2, 3. But new generation is, I call new generation my class, me, Uzi, 21, after. That class after. Kodak,
cool,
X,
so then,
Smoke Perp.
So then, let me ask you this.
So who's in that 75?
Yeah, who's in that 75?
I say Dave East, I say...
No, that's... Who's in the 75 who you can out-rap?
Yeah.
See, that's...
You're trying to start trouble.
I would never do that. I would never...
I would never trying to start trouble. I'm just trying to be real.
I'm not going to call nobody
I'm just trying, get some...
So who's the 25 then? So who's the 25 then?
Dave
I can't go off top exactly 25%, but I'll say a couple rappers that I think really go crazy. I think Dave East, I think Denzel Curry, XXX goes insane.
Facts.
Shout out to X,
Now, what X did on his album, and I was blown away by it because...
What I did on his album?
Yeah, no, I said what X did on his album.
Right.
Like the song, no, because I'm pointing you because you dropped a freestyle with him like a week before.
Crazy. You talking about King's Death?
Yeah, and I was like, I thought X was trying a little bit too hard. That was just my personal opinion. I was like, it's cool,
that's just
whatever.
his flow. No,
it's so dope. But no, but check it.
I fucked with it.
Then I was like, oh, Joey's on his album. I got to hear this. And when I clicked it, I was like, it's probably my favorite song out right now. I was like.
It's the last thing you thought you would hear, admit it.
It's the last, like, I give that kid mad props for making. And then I went through the rest of his album. It was absolutely
he has multiple
like
songs like that, though.
I'm not like that. That was
unreleased. No, he has records rapping like that.
So, leading to my question, would you ever do a record like that? Because I've never heard you on
Nah. Just to show. Like, I would do it with him, but I would never do it myself alone, because it's not me.
No, I get that. But I'm saying, like, the style, because I've never heard you on, like, a style of drums like that.
Yeah,
like
I would do it, definitely. I would do anything, bro.
We got to bring Yachty to the boom bap.
Hey,
I told Joey I want to do it. I told him I want to do it with him. I don't want to do it. I want to do it, and I just want to put it out there. One, to prove to myself because that I can do it, that I can stick to the level.
Nah, bro, this is good, bro. Because it's like, look, you already proved that you could do the other shit and that you're amazing at the shit. Because it's like, look at where you are, you know what I'm saying? But it's good that you pushing yourself and that you challenging yourself to do other things, bro. These are the things that people respect about you, like myself. Like, I love that. Because I'm the same way. I'm just on the opposite side of the spectrum where it's like, I'm doing everything I'm doing, but I want to come to your world too from time to time. It's like, even when I was working with X, on that shit down there, it was like I learned so much from even when we just did that King's Death freestyle about like just the new generation and like how I was kind of like not tapped into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with different things that you guys do, it's just like, well, y'all gotta understand where the new generation is coming from. It's like style now. You know what I'm saying? Like they hop on the tracks and they showcase their style.
But it was always
more
style.
No, it was, but it's just in a different way.
It's
It's just like, it's evolved. It's come to like a new place. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you think it started? Where
Not only
like,
style though, it's really about like expressing yourself and having fun when you hit that.
But
mic,
it's
you know?
it's
always been that.
It's always been that. Why do people make it so hard to understand? Like they act like they just don't.
You know why?
understand.
Because the sound behind it has changed. That's really the main reason.
Yeah, but the morals have too. I was just gonna go with this question.
Yeah,
when do you think it became cool to, well, like I said, cool to the younger generation to like not give a fuck about knowing the history? Because I feel like there's a lot of kids now that are like, shit, I don't know who Kool Herc is, and they don't care.
I think it came off of folks honestly just being young, bro.
That's not true. I was 12 years old.
Let's go deeper into it.
You have the internet now.
Let's go deeper now. Look. See, I'm glad you said that, right? Because what a lot of these older cats don't understand is that the history restarted when the internet was introduced.
For sure.
It restarted.
No, we're back at zero. We're back at Rappers Delight. We're back at Rappers Delight, bro. We're back at Rappers Delight.
A lot of these new cats coming out don't really know shit.
Here's the thing. I don't expect you to go back and know like all the rocket shit and all like the underground shit. Like you can't know everything. When I was growing up, hip hop was 20 years old. Now hip hop is 40, and it's like I don't expect anyone to learn everything, but like at least make a little effort. Like, gee, I wonder where it started.
But see, like, the way music is now, it's so easy to pick up a mic and go record in your bedroom that like it's and just put on SoundCloud and then it pop. It's not like people who grow up and have had the dream of being a hip hop artist since 5.
And you can get rich off it though, right? You can get rich off doing it. But you can't pick up a basketball and not give a fuck about the history of basketball and make it through the NBA and be a superstar without knowing.
It's not basketball.
What do you mean?
Well,
I mean, it's
to that point though, then
you can't be a doctor and not know about the history of medicine.
Yeah, but to that point, and I'm just arguing with you just cause. But Michael Jordan, he didn't start playing ball till high school, bro.
Jay-Z didn't put out his first album until he's 26. What's your point?
I mean, the point is, he didn't start playing ball till high school, so it's not really much studying he did about the previous basketball players. He's just like, I'm gonna be Jordan.
Like people lost their lives. Like, not for nothing. I don't want to keep using Big and Pac as an example, but these dudes are examples of like, literally they gave their life for a bunch of bullshit around hip hop.
Nah, understood.
And for people like you you're sitting here with all this jewelry on because of them. Not because of them two individually, but what I'm saying is people gave their lives. People got robbed, killed, Jam Master Jay. All these people got murdered over the idea of hip hop. Mm-hmm. And now you're sitting here and there's a lot of people, like, I'm not saying you don't care, but there's a lot of people your age that are like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I want to fuck bitches, do drugs and get money. You're sober. That's another conversation. That's amazing. But there's a lot of cats like that. They're like, I'm here. Like, you know, Tekashi. He's like, I'm out
into
this
a
shit. I don't give a
stereotype.
fuck about this shit. That's a weird mentality to me because you're eating off of something that was earned.
Yeah.
It was hard to earn, and now it's like here. Now it's open for everybody. It's like you can't just be like blame the internet. There got to be something. They got to be some kind of morals.
If he wasn't being who he's being, would he be as successful as he is?
That's the crazy thing.
I'm not saying not to be who he's being. I think
I'm talking about Tekashi point. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he wasn't like the world's biggest
So at what point does you become a culture vulture? I'm not talking about you. You just mentioned another name.
What are you saying?
At what point do you become a culture vulture? No. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you just said the 69 dude.
Bro, you know you said it first, right? I was responding to you.
But I was talking to him and then you said it. My point is at what point do these dudes get to get rich? And when I say these dudes, I'm talking about the people that don't care. They get to get rich.
I mean,
it's like them now. The hip hop's a joke at this point, and it's like. Joey, I know you don't sit there like you got love for this art and culture.
Bro, you know I got love for the culture for sure, but it's like I look at myself like I'm literally in between the fucking older generation and the new generation.
You're like the last
so it's
voice.
like I understand both sides.
You're right there in that middle of that.
This is kind of the reason of this show right now. You know what I'm saying? So we can have this dialogue and these conversations. So it's just
this is a healthy conversation.
I'm kind of just always in like a dilemma because I get both sides. It's like a part of me is like, all right, man, like, I think a part of these new guys being who they are is not really knowing about that other shit. Because if they did, then they wouldn't be who they are, really. If they like studied these people, they wouldn't be who they are. The fact that they don't, bro, listen. Because let me be real with you. Even with me, bro, when I put out my first project, which was the groundbreaking shit that got me on, 1999, all of those beats that I used came straight from YouTube. And I heard the beats first before I even knew the songs. And I did that purposely because I did not want to be influenced by the shit that I was hearing. All of those flows that you hear, that's just from shit that I heard. That's like from my big bro Steez, rest in peace, and like MF Doom. But everything else that I was
some
using,
Nas and Biggie and all that mixed in there, bro.
Yeah.
a little bit for sure.
Influences.
A little bit for sure. But any beats that I use, I made sure I did not want to hear the song first. So it's like I kind of like feel the new generation.
So what is in the future? This is for both of you. Like, what's in the future of educating people about hip hop? Are we just gonna throw it out the window?
I mean, it's more than just a rap.
Look, the
right?
thing is,
they're teaching at universities.
Right?
Harvard has a
it's
class.
becoming-
Like, what is your understanding of it in that way?
I mean,
Like
I'm
bigger
starting
than a
to
rap.
like it's starting to look like it's starting to branch off into like more of a subgenre. You know, the subgenre is more so like.
I'm not even mad at that.
Me
know what I'm
neither.
saying?
We
I
talk
mean,
about that a
everybody
lot.
know
I
that's
mean,
me.
we
Well,
I would
talk-
love to
we
trade
talk about that a
hip-hop for
lot.
some like you take them, we take the word back, call that shit like whatever, but
What would you call it?
I don't know, but I feel like it would still fall under hip hop.
I agree, bro.
Hip
I agree.
hop is rock and roll, and then underneath hip hop,
rap music is
only to accept.
But it's
the
mad
extent
genres.
that in rock and roll they accept each other in every genre and every.
but that has to see. I could flip
Agreed,
that on the younger
agreed.
generation. And be like, yo, the rock and roll dudes like study the fuck out of the
Not all
Rolling
of them though.
Stones.
They got some. It's some
Nah, you
rock
don't
bands
know that.
that.
Yes, I do.
That's not
in that
true.
All right,
culture.
hold up.
That's not
Let me
true.
rephrase that. The Rolling Stones and Guns N' Roses and all these dudes will tour till they die, selling out arenas.
Yeah.
Hip hop is not the same way, man.
Of course not.
We only got Jay at this
But
point.
you know what?
That's that old that could sell out, an arena.
But that's
Where-
not what we're talking about. We're talking about the younger generation, like respecting the older one. That's not true that they know all the knowledge. There's some young punk rocks who don't give a fuck about the old generation.
that's not okay
When
either.
they still respect each other. They don't. No
You
one
can't
talks
make it seem
down
like
on
it's
each other.
okay, though.
They're not talking down on each other. They're not disrespecting each other. Not showing love and supporting each other. I think rock. Everyone lets each other do each own.
Look, man, I think it has a lot to do with people just really wanting to be who they are. Like they just want to be
But
themselves.
hip hop has always been that.
In hip hop, though, I feel like
Absolutely.
the more
So
hate you
why
get,
is
the
it
more
not
major you
accepted
get.
as
And
what
that's
I'm so
crazy.
confused
I
about?
agree, but like let's take it back to the punk rock shit. Like let's take a new punk rock kid coming out of high school and shit. It's like he just all he knows is what him and his band is playing. He might not want to listen to like fucking Rolling Stones.
All right, here's a good
and
point.
shit like
You
that.
can't learn to play those chords without understanding what you're doing. It's impossible.
Nah,
Like,
it's not. Because
I mean,
it's
there's-
YouTube, bro.
there's, like,
It's
these
YouTube
prodigies
now,
that
bro.
come
Look,
up-
I ain't gonna lie, it's so crazy because it's like we're the ones experiencing and growing up in this generation.
sure, for
So
sure.
so many ways that we see to get around everything that you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna lie, and I know you can relate. I've learned so much just off of YouTube.
Yeah.
That I didn't need to go to school for.
I used to
for
watch.
I didn't even
No,
need.
that's
Bro, I learned how to
beautiful,
scratch
though. That's
watching
beautiful.
VHS
For
tapes,
some
bro.
shit.
No,
That's how I learned to
beautiful.
scratch. Is what VHS
there you
tapes
go right
were.
there.
Yeah, you have
Right, we
YouTube.
had the same shit.
Yeah, but more so like, cause I grew up listening like Kid Cudi, like Coldplay, Miles Davis, who I'm named after, like stuff like that. So I never had heard a Tupac Biggie song ever until probably high school. You know what I'm saying?
But where you from, Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta. Yeah.
So did you hear Outkast?
Yep, Outkast.
Okay.
My dad played
Goody Mob and
Outkast,
all
Pastor
that?
Troy, Goody Mob, yeah, all that. Dungeon Family. But that wasn't, I was inspired by the melodies, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because when you said it, it was like I seen it all over the internet, and of course Twitter spread. This is something I gotta thank you for, bro, because I feel like I was in a conversation about one of those moments, and I got into a conversation with Sean C. And I was so mad about just being mad about hip hop and the youth acting a certain way, and like I'm huh?
I could think.
Relax. I gotta shout out Sean C, man. We were in the club, and we were having this conversation in the club of all places too. But we're having the conversation, and then what he said some real shit. He goes, instead of just like going in on the shit you don't like, why don't you just
Pick up what you
spread?
love.
And I have been doing this through radio and all this other. I've been doing it, but I started doing it way more. Why don't you show light to the things that you love? And I feel like go online right now, and this stands for every artist. There's people hating on you so bad that they don't even support the shit they like. Like you can go on their page and they're just constantly talking
They're
shit.
more promoting the shit that they don't like.
And they're hating before even giving it a chance.
For sure.
And
I
that's
know for a
lifting the
fact
shit
people
they're
will tell
hating
me
on.
my album trash before they even click and play.
For sure.
How many times were you trending because of people hating on you, and now that just brought you up and up and up?
A lot. More than
You
probably
gotta be thankful
been
for it
love.
at some point. That's
I'm
crazy.
thankful for everything. In any instant.
That's a fact.
That's all
man.
blessings to me.
The hating shit definitely is promo nowadays. It's definitely a fuel.
Trolling.
Trolling,
It's crazy.
hating, all that shit.
And I check my people too when they do shit like that. It's like, bro, like post Homeboy's new single. Like you probably didn't even buy his album, but you're over here on World Star talking shit.
But yo, you know what the thing is too? Like, you know, the
Wasted
older
energy.
generations that like, you know, I could definitely see like if we rewinded 2 years ago, I was probably on the opposite end of what I'm about to say. But it's like, it's almost like the old cats be like tight that certain cats are successful or like making money or like feeding their families.
I think it's less of that.
It
though.
exists a little bit, but there's
That's
people that are
less of
just
that.
mad that it's not the torch.
The bar isn't. Yeah, the
But I
bar
want to
isn't
slow
high
down
for
and
lyrics.
go back to. I wish I had the correct quote of you saying something like maybe a year ago, something like, "You not really happy with the state of hip hop" or something along
I think
that.
I said something like that this year.
This year, okay, yeah, something like that.
2 p.m. today.
So, yeah. So what you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about
my current? I mean, I did say it this year, and you know, just to provide a little index. It was 2 a.m. I was in South Korea. I was off the wine pretty heavily. And I just heard a slew, like I was on SoundCloud and I played this one song that I liked, and after that I just heard a slew of like just music that I thought was absolutely trash. Like, you know how SoundCloud just keep going and keep going?
Yeah.
So then like I was just drunk and motivated, and I was just like, yo, like, I'm tight, you know what I'm saying? Like I had like a little old head moment and shit, but you know, just from even that is like, from these last, what month we in? April, from these last 4 months of the year, bro, like, I've learned so much by just, because my main thing that I even tell my fans is like, yo, keep an open mind.
Yeah.
So I almost had to like remind myself of that. And then like just linking up with cats like X, linking up with you, and shit like that. It's just like, I kind of relearned and I kind of like, first I realized that I was disconnected from like the generation that I'm living in. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like a shock, a culture shock that I went through personally. But then after that, it was like learning about like why certain things are happening and just realizing I was like, yo, man, like, be thankful for everything that's going on. Be happy for everyone. This is not
I
like
think hip hop's in a great place, man. Because it's like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
This is why.
And then,
The only problem.
hold on. It's back to your point too. Is like, you know, cats could talk all day about the shit that they don't like, but it's like, yo, big up the shit that you do like.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the only reason I'm never bitter, but I care so much.
That's really what it is.
I just care
that's
about
really
this
what
shit.
it is, bro. It's less
That's
of
absolutely what it is.
fam. It's less of these motherfuckers getting what we couldn't get or whatever.
Nah,
it's
none
not
of
that
that,
at
none of
all.
that.
It's mostly like, bro, we looked at every lyric.
It's a
we
little,
looked
but
at
that's
we looked, of course, but there's always gonna be that. But we looked at every lyric, every bar as craft.
The thing is,
every scratch,
what happened
every
to
beat.
carrying the torch, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it was like I know I've said this in mad interviews and shit, but like, you know, Marley Marl was the man, and then he like Primo wanted to be like Marley, and then you know
Right.
Preem did it. Preem changed hip hop forever with trying to be like Marley Marl. He created his chopped up sample sound. Then cats like The Alchemist, and then cats like myself, and like Primo. I always told him, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to carry this torch. Now I'm like kind of worried, like, yo, what if like I'm waiting for that next cat to be on some DJ producer? I'm just talking about
why
my.
does it have to be on y'all? One, why does it have to be on y'all like sound level?
Well,
and two, why
that's
does it have
the
to?
sound of hip hop, bro. That's like saying.
But some of that
That's
is-
like
some
saying
of that
Dre
doesn't.
went to.
No,
Dre
it's not,
influenced,
because
Khalil,
like,
and Khalil influenced.
It's like
It doesn't have to be a
Hold on,
it's not a
Are we
specific
gonna
sound.
say like?
It's not a
It
specific
doesn't have to
sound.
be that lane.
It's not a specific
Like you're
sound.
carrying the torch of the lyricists, bro. You're carrying the Big Pun, Nas, Big L,
Whatever beat
style.
it is.
You do that, but like. Even with you, it's like we need someone to always hold down like the
Like, do you see the importance of
the
what you're talking
foundation
about?
of hip hop.
Is that
You can have the subgenres.
Do you fuck with that or
but
not?
what happens if we
feel
lose
it.
the fucking
I
whole
feel
shit?
100%. You can't expect everyone to feel the same way.
Word.
I feel that.
I agree
no,
with
for
that.
sure.
But they're always I think this is more the frustration is because you said the agenda, and there is an agenda.
Yeah.
By the corporations.
But my
when
thing
they,
is too
For sure.
is like, we can't act like this is the first time this shit is happening in hip hop.
on this level.
It's happening the first time this
For
way.
sure, 'cause this is the-
digital
I mean,
Who's
way.
the biggest
Hey,
artist in the
digital
world?
way.
Bro? Biggest artist in the world right now is Kendrick Lamar. That's a beautiful thing for hip hop. That's amazing.
Yeah. Who
You
is
don't
it?
know what if it's a beautiful thing.
I don't know if Kendrick Lamar
No,
is
who's the biggest?
artist in the
No,
world.
I'd say
I'd
Cardi
say
B.
Drake.
All right, Drake is still
Drake
a rapper,
and
bro.
I say
He's
like
still
Cardi
rapping.
For sure. No.
And
Yeah,
it's
Drake
not
is
no
fire.
like it's Drake came up off Slum Village and I will say this, like I've always wanted to say this publicly. I wish Drake did more to hold that side of it down because that's what blew him up in the first place.
Word.
I'm not saying Slum Village. I'm just saying like even like the Little Brother influence and all that. I love like his new record is dope as fuck.
But it's like,
Yeah,
look
love that
what you're
one.
saying though.
Right.
The fact that you're saying that says that Drake did his part.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Nah, I just wish that he would do
know,
a
for
little
sure.
bit more hip hop sometimes.
But it always be that, and that's the thing that gets so frustrating. There's always those people
Never
that's
enough.
like, it's like never enough.
But
like I experience that shit a lot. Like you know what I'm saying? I could put out fucking 3 classic hip hop albums, right? And then now do some experimental shit. Or now me and Yachty do a track, and now it's like, oh, I sold out.
Because you
Or
earned
now
your fan base off
You
it.
earned it already, though.
Exactly, but you hear what you said? I already earned it. I already did it. I
I think
already
they just-
showed and proved it, did backflips, did
They don't get mad when
gymnastics,
you do
all
one
that.
song, 2 songs.
You know what I'm saying? So now why can't
They just
I
don't
have
want you to
fun?
make a whole album of a track.
Why can't I just do what I want to do? Why can't I
You
just,
can.
you know?
You can, though.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it just is always those people who still like not satisfied. You
They're
know what
always
I mean?
going to be those fans.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But
No,
you know
they
what?
suck.
The haters are the motivators.
They
though.
suck. It's
But
not-
also, that agenda is important to say, though, because imagine if that was somebody's goal to make sure that the younger generation did not have the culture embedded in it, the way we've had for the last 40 years. You feel me? Like, that agenda right there is real. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna lie, I ain't hear nothing you say. My phone.
I kind of thought
You're the
about it.
most
When I saw the
sober
phone, I was like, I'm talking to
Say what?
Let's
nobody.
move on from the hip
All
hop.
right, all right, let's move on.
Let's go somewhere else. So like, what would
Motherfuckers care about this shit, B.
It's a lot of passion out here.
Motherfuckers care about this shit. That's all.
Nah, you know,
That's
we
all.
care.
I feel like
we
the-
still
I
have
just-
love. It's
my-
love.
you know I care.
Before we get
Yeah.
off it, I just want to say, or I want to, like, food for thought. I'm just curious, how long do you guys think it'll be this way?
What way?
Like this
The
bridge?
divide?
Yeah, divide. Do you think it'll ever get to the point where older cats are just gonna give up? It's like, this is what it is now?
I'm honestly trying to shorten that.
You want
With
me
shit like
to
that.
keep it a buck? I think a lot
Nah,
of
with
shit.
these conversations, I'm actually trying to shorten
Me
that
too.
time
That's
period,
why
you know
I
what
like
I'm
to
saying?
go to Funk Flex and I like to go eat CE Bro, because I don't think it should
No,
be
we should
that
be
way.
bridging the gap. We
I think there
be.
should be respect.
Yeah, because like yo, like
Fuck
I
with
said
that.
too, is like yo, in every generation of this shit, there was always that like shit that wasn't held in the lyrical regard, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, like
Yeah, but it wasn't the majority.
Okay, but still at the
And
end
when
of
we
the
say
day,
majority,
but
we
hold
just
on,
mean
but hold
what's
on,
being
but hold
fed
on,
to
but
people,
hold on.
not what's existing. There's plenty of great,
wait though.
amazing.
Wait though, but at the end of the day, we could still argue that the biggest artists in the world are Kendrick Lamar or
lyricists.
Drake,
Lyricists.
which are lyricists. You know what I'm saying? So until we can't argue that,
Cole?
then I feel like, of course, Cole.
I mean, Hov is still Hov. Like we still
Hov is
got
still
everybody's
Hov.
still there. Nas
But
about to come
listen,
out with some
until
shit.
we
Like,
can't argue that and we can't say that, and then those people are just people who are not like having respect with the culture, then we can move on. You know what I'm saying? We can all be happy. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I feel like we go and be happy because it's like at the end of the day, the people who's really getting the highest regard in this whole shit have respect for the culture.
this is gonna open up a whole new box of words. What do you think about like the word timeless though? Because some of this music, and I know you're gonna agree with me, a lot of the shit now that's like number one,
You know
2,
what's
3
so
on the
crazy?
chart.
I was
Right.
just having a conversation
Come and
with
go.
like one of my best friends yesterday, late last night, about 3 in the morning, on the way to cookout, getting some corn dogs, about the word timeless, because he was saying, because we were
corn dogs at 3 in the morning.
yeah.
Sober?
So we were talking about we were talking about an artist. I don't want to say his name just because he's a good friend of mine, and we were talking about why doesn't anybody care when he puts out projects anymore? Because he's so big, and I was kind of just saying because one, the music is so fat, and then we start talking about like people like Future who put out like 3-4 projects a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he was like, because he was telling me that you don't have to. You can put out 1 project a year, and that be the project for a year. I said everybody can't do that.
Right.
You know, like Drake can feed the people with 1 project, and then it sustain a year, but certain. I'm not saying Future can't. I'm just saying certain people make certain. No one wants to hear twerk that ass, 1 song for 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the material and the content. I think when it comes to the word timeless, like not too many. I don't know too many timeless albums. Like Frank Ocean Blonde, it's not a rap album, but that album is timeless to me. I listen to it still.
Agree. I feel like
I've
in
listened
20
to it for the
years,
last
I'll
2
hear
years.
nights and I'll be like, yo, god damn, it's
That's
still
amazing.
my
That's
shit.
good.
You know
It did
what
its
I'm
job.
saying?
It did its job then.
Yo, by the way, we officially hit 47 minutes. We now going into overtime a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about a little
What's the
bit.
wrap up shit? What's the wrap up?
For a little more time, but I agree with you though. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of Drake shit is timeless too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Especially being that there's such big records. You know what I'm saying? Once we hear them again and 20 years and shit with that
It's the way it's
next
being fed to
generation.
people too, though. I think the whole idea, like, it's here to stay. We're not getting rid of it. But streaming itself kind of ruins that whole timeless
100%.
idea because you're not owning a product. And I know people stopped buying CDs a long time ago, but they still owned that $9.99 iTunes buy, and it was on every computer.
I
they
was
bought.
literally just having this conversation last night. The craziest thing to me with streaming is the fact that we could have a massive world blackout, right? And music is gone.
Well, unless
Just
you have
like
it
that.
downloaded.
Nah, it's on servers.
No,
versus-
even if you have it downloaded, it's a blackout.
It's on servers.
No
bro.
electronics.
Nah, not if you
You're
download
bugging.
it, though,
There's
like-
buildings full of servers with backup power supplies that doesn't matter
Okay,
what happens.
all right, then your computer goes dead and your outlet doesn't work. There's buildings with whatever, but
If
I'm
we
just
lose
saying.
electricity, the last thing we're gonna be worried about is the streaming.
I mean,
music. He's talking about
music.
music.
I'm talking about fuck streaming. I'm
Talking about what music do for people.
Bro, they've been making music since the first day of the world. Like, music will always be here, but you're talking about losing your library.
Yes.
Well, I got records.
Absolutely.
I got records.
Same.
Me
The
and
songs
Nasty
that
will
get
be-
me through the
I got
day.
records. Me and Nasty will be sitting there with a needle,
Hell
and
yeah,
spinning
spinning
a
that
pencil
shit.
with a record on it.
Hell
Wait, so the
With a
vinyls,
speaker
you
on it.
don't need like an outlet for that?
No, you can spin
Nah.
it, bro. If you put a
Batteries.
needle in it, you can hear it.
There's no batteries, no
Put a
nothing?
screw
Bro,
cone on it,
this
you can
battery
hear
powered
it
record
spinning.
players you could buy for $150.
You can hear it
When
play.
we run out of batteries, we'll still find another way.
A needle on it works, bro. It's
You're gonna be
literally
stuck
etched
listening
in.
to Cellar Dwellers and
Real
Smith
quick,
and Wesson for the rest of your life.
real quick.
etched in.
I think we already know where Yachty is coming
Yeah,
from.
we usually
with it.
ask people, how do you feel about flat Earth or globe?
Here
We know you're on the globe. But how do you
got
feel
the
about
My
flat
Uber's
Earth?
outside.
How do you feel about flat Earth?
He's like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
No? Okay, I know. If that's the answer, that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Shit.
I mean, you know.
Next
just-
question.
The earth is as flat as my stomach, bro. Next question.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, your stomach ain't that flat, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking round, motherfucker.
Did we land on the moon, though?
Question.
Man, see all this like shit, you know, what people saying like this shit's not true. Like I believed it until like someone just told me a couple months ago, like no one ever landed on the moon, like it was staged.
Bro, that shit is.
It's
You know how far the moon
staged.
supposedly is?
Staged,
Allegedly.
bro.
I totally believe it's staged.
Staged.
Unless
so?
Superman
Yeah,
flew somewhere.
because they
Staged.
said in the 60s they landed on the moon, right? And now they say that they've lost that technology.
That's why they
And
can't.
yo,
That's why they can't
who
go
was
back.
filming them leaving too, or them landing?
Bro,
I was
All
their
of that.
camera.
All
Hold
of
on.
that. Where are the stars?
the flag is waving,
Right. They're moving
there
like
is a
this.
little gravity
They're
on
moving
the
like
angle
this. No,
where-
but they're moving like this.
and the flag is like,
Bro,
The
that
flag
shit's
is-
in a television studio to give Americans hope. We're
shit not
opening up
real,
a
bro.
building. Because me and Nasty will start talking about buildings and all that. We're not doing all that today.
We're not?
No.
that shit not real. But yo, this is a great episode. Yachty, appreciate you for coming
Yeah,
through.
love.
Word up.
Statik, appreciate you for coming
Love,
through.
love.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there
This is
watching.
important for hip hop, man. Like,
Yeah,
this
man.
is a good call.
Absolutely, this is what 47 minutes about. Total balance in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Thank you everybody for tuning in. Much love. Catch y'all next time, next month. Peace.